It's safe to say a lot of us have seen some incredibly fucked up shit over the past 2 years, and it's almost incomprehensible how evil somebody has to be to carry out those types of actions while they are here on this earthly plane. There's a video I still remember to this day. It was an Israeli man who had to dig his own grave in a tunnel. And just now, as I was thinking about that, made me think, there's a full video of that somewhere out there on the internet. There's no filter. You see what led up to that point, and you see what happens after. They can't show that on social media. A lot of the times we see it blurred out, but we catch glimpses through the side of it. There are other places where these videos are being shared with zero filters whatsoever. I can't bring myself to watch those videos in its full entirety. Fuck no. I'm not trying to see somebody's bodily organs, brains blown out onto the dirt, intestines, spilling from somebody's guts, blood streaming from people's faces and veins, faces caved in, limbs completely severed, children being operated on with no anesthesia whatsoever, somebody scooping organs into a plastic bag so that they can be identified later, video footage of children being shot in the stomach and in the head, pregnant women shot in the stomach, in the head, people shot as they're just trying to go about their daily lives like me or you. Bombs dropped on top of hospitals, bombs dropped on top of schools, bombs dropped on top of homes, bombs dropped in busy neighborhoods. People dying every single day in the most horrendous ways. I still remember that video of the man who's in the hospital. I don't even think he was a man yet. I think he was a teenage boy, and a bomb was dropped on this tent hospital and he had to die burning in flames. I still remember that video of a little girl, and she was trying to get out of this burning building, and she was on the second floor, you guys. By some crazy miracle, that little girl made it out of that burning building alive. What happened to that girl after? I don't know. Did she survive? Is she still living? It's hard to imagine it, but when I do imagine it, it fucks me up, makes me cry, makes me sad, makes me depressed, because I live in a community like Missoula, Montana, and here it's safe every day. There are no bombs being dropped on this city. For the most part, there's not a lot of gun violence, there's no gang violence, there's certainly no foreign military occupying the city and just corralling human beings like they're sheep, cows, putting them into pens and giving them these digital IDs, forcing them to use these digital IDs, using artificial intelligence to make profiles of all of these people. We saw footage of the drone that came in using artificial intelligence, facial scanning technology to find one of the leaders of Hamas, shooting at him, ending his life. I've heard of stories where bulldozers are just running over people's live bodies and crushing them underneath it. This is a fucked up world. And the fact that politicians are denying that these things are happening every single day. And when we see them denying these war crimes, these crimes against humanity, these crimes against nature, because every single bomb that has been dropped in Palestine has led to situations where water is becoming stagnant, festering with vermin and disease. A lot of people have no source of clean drinking water. They have no heat. It gets cold in Palestine, you guys. I don't know how many people we've seen now completely emaciated, nothing but skin and bones, looking like a living skeleton because they are starving, because no food has been allowed into Palestine for God knows how long now. United States politicians smile, they laugh, they joke about this. When we call them out, they don't give a fuck because they're getting paid by AIPAC. A lot of money for some of them, into the millions. hundreds of thousands for some like Cory Booker. Even some politicians take as little as 20,000, 10,000 to deny deny the humanity of other human beings here on planet Earth. These same exact demonic politicians bullshit to the American people about fucking family fucking values and morality, while they are denying the fucking humanity of Palestinian people, while they are denying the humanity of Latino people, while they are denying the humanity of Black and Indigenous peoples, while they are trying to take away EBT, literally stealing the food from your mouth, from your family's mouth, so that they can pass some budget that gives more fucking money to their rich crony fucking friends. You all should be outraged. Every single American all over the country should be shutting down their cities, their towns, their states. The United States politicians are criminals, literal criminals. They're stealing your fucking money, they're stealing your fucking food, they're stealing fucking resources. The things that people in Congo and Sudan and other parts of Africa are dealing with, there's literal child fucking slavery. Child fucking slavery. Mining the cobalt, mining the lithium, mining the gold, mining the diamonds, mining the emeralds. There's women holding babies, mining for resources. There are men who can't provide for their families because they're mining resources. All of this stuff that goes into computers, electrical cars, smartphones, batteries, jewelry, child fucking slavery. In 2025, man, fucked. I've been hearing stories about some of these women in Africa with children. There are no men to protect them. And every day, other men come into their villages and they take advantage of these women. These men, they take advantage of these children. One big conversation that's happening right now is, who's involved with the Epstein files? Who's Epstein's clients? And one thing that's happening right now is a lot of Latino people are being rounded up by ICE agents. Mothers and fathers are separated from each other and their children. What happens to these children who get detained by ICE agents? Are they detained in detention facilities? If they are detained in these detention facilities, are they cared for as well as their mother and father were caring for them? Fucking doubt it. Are they loved in these detention facilities as much as their mothers and fathers loved them? I doubt it. A lot of the times I think to myself, these children that get rounded up by ICE and zip tied and taken away, I think something bad happens with them. Me personally. I'm hearing that a lot of people are getting sent to these facilities, but they're going missing. There's no trace of them. There's no paper trail. Or if there is, it's super vague. They can just say, oh, this person's in transit. Where'd they go? I don't know. We'll figure it out later. Epstein's Island isn't the only private island that's exclusive. A lot of wealthy people have private islands. There's a lot of private islands that are completely for wealthy people only. One thing that doesn't make sense about wealth is, why is there so much secrecy surrounding people who are wealthy? We almost never see wealthy people doing normal things like me or you. For a lot of them, they don't even have to go to work. For a lot of these wealthy people, they're just sitting around all day. They get bored. And idle hands truly are the devil's playground. These people have a lot of money. They know they have a lot of influence. And they know people act in crazy ways just to get some money. And of course they have no problem taking advantage of the fact. They make people go through these mazes to get the cheese and dance like a monkey, jump through hoops, do tricks for treats. Let's just hope this truthful video doesn't violate the community guidelines somehow.